Welcome back to For the Record. Today we are reacting to Dijon's second album. It's called Baby. It is 12 songs long, 37 minutes. Pretty short. I have absolutely zero expectations for this project because there was no singles. He didn't really tease it a ton. All he did was post a track list, and then he was like, this is when it comes out. That was pretty much it. And now it is here for us to listen to. So I say we just jump right in with the first song, appropriately titled Baby. It's the title track. Let's give it a listen.
I got wild humor indeed on the bed.
Okay, I think that was such a good opening track, and I'm very excited to hear the rest of the album. There's a sound at the end of the album, at the end of that song, that reminds me of a song off of Blush by Kevin Abstract. I can't think of the exact song title right now. Maybe it's Red Light? I can't think of the exact title, but there's a specific sound that made me think Kevin Abstract. This is a very personal song to him, I would assume. I think it's about having a baby. I'd assume. There's also a child sound at the end, so I'd assume that's his kid. If not, a bit strange to have a random kid crying in your song, but hey, whatever. This next song is called Another Baby, so maybe there's two babies now. I don't know. Let's give it a listen, though.
Baby, we got we need to expand the collection.
I was incorrect. The song is not about now having two kids. He wants another one now. So that's interesting, I guess. I don't know. I like the first song a little bit better than this song. The song's fine. I just feel like there's a lot of elements stood out to me, but not in like a good way, not in a bad way, just in it's just kind of there. You know what I mean? Like there's that phone ringing sound. Well, I don't understand why that was there. There's just some things that, not really my thing, but still a good song. I did enjoy it. This next song is called Higher. It's 4 minutes, well, 3:57, but round up to 4. So let's give it a listen.
Bring the love higher. That's easy.
I think that might be my favorite song so far. I absolutely adore it. It reminds me a lot of his older music, which is probably why I like it so much, because he is one of my favorite artists of all time. He has been for 5 years, 2020 kind of era is when I found him. I mean, Stranger, his first single from 2018. Obviously, I didn't know it at the time. The first time I heard it was probably 2020, but last year, I remember it came up on my YouTube music playlist that I listen to sometimes when I'm writing, and I fell in love with Stranger so much. This song doesn't remind me of this. I don't know I'm talking about Stranger, but I listened to that song on repeat for probably a month straight. Oh my god, it's so good. But my favorite project from Dijon, my favorite EP of all time probably, has to be How Do You Feel About Getting Married, his 2022 EP. Those 5 or 6 songs on that project are perfect, and they go perfectly together. I can't even describe how I feel about it. It's so... It just gets me in a way that nobody else has ever gotten me. You know what I mean? It's just so good. And then Absolutely, even. I don't know if he'll top Absolutely. I think that's one of the best albums ever made. So well produced. It's so good. It's so good. I do feel like he does get better over time, as most people do. I say that in every video. Everybody gets better over time. But it's true. When you put in enough work, you will get better than what you used to be. But I don't know if this album specifically will make me feel the same way as Absolutely. Absolutely holds such a special place in my heart. And I feel like these songs are more personal to his life, and I can't really relate to them. I do not have a child. But I can, I see where he's coming from, obviously. Also, the last thing I want to say about this song, and his music in general, there's a very specific sound that he has in his music. It's also in the song he has with Bon Iver on Bon Iver's album that came out earlier this year. I don't know what it is. This is what I'm guessing. I think it's a church choir that he auto-tuned and then cuts up and puts in specific places. That's what it sounds like to me. It doesn't sound mechanical, you know what I mean? It sounds, there's a human element to it. I don't know if that's what it is, but it is a main element in a lot of his songs. Anyway, this next song is only 1 minute and 43 seconds. It's called Freak It. So let's give it a listen. That was a really good song too. I feel like when it comes to songs under 2 minutes, unless it's an interlude, of course, I feel like sometimes the songs can feel a little bit rushed because you need to get all the verses, you need to get the chorus, you need to get all those specific elements to make it feel like a full song. That song didn't feel rushed at all. That was a really good pace for such a short song because he didn't have super full complex verses. He was pretty much just repeating like the same little thing over and over again, which is nice. It's very, very reminiscent of some of his older music, and I really, really like that. This next song is called Yamaha. It's 4.5 minutes. I think that's like a musical instrument brand. I have no idea. I do not play any musical instruments, but I think that's what it is. Unless I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. But let's give this song a listen. That is by far my favorite song so far. Like, that might be like top contender for one of my songs of the year. That song is so, so good. There's a few things that I want to mention when it comes to this song. First thing, there's this very specific sound in the beginning that, we can continue to hear throughout the rest of the song that reminds me so much of All Time Low by John Bellion, which this is going to be a bit of a side note. That is the only song I'll listen to, or not only, that's the first song I'll listen to whenever I get a new pair of headphones, new earbuds, new listening devices. That's the song that I play because I'm not going to use technical terms here because I don't know them. It has very good like spatial audio. I don't know if that's the right thing, but there's so many different sounds at so many different depths. Like you have things on the left, things on the right, things moving from side to side. That song is so good to listen to test the quality of your headphones. Just so you know, that's my recommendation. Go do that if you buy new headphones. Also, there's a piano note at the beginning of the song that immediately when I heard that, I was like, oh, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney, John Lennon, The Beatles. I don't know who sings it, but that's what it immediately reminded me of. Also, more elements that remind me of Kevin Abstract are in this song, which makes a lot of sense because I know Dijon did vocals on one of the saturations. I do not know which one, but I think maybe 3. I don't remember the specific saturation he was on, but he did do vocals in it, which is cool. One thing that I want to say about Dijon's music in general, sometimes I don't understand what he's saying. Like, he doesn't really enunciate a lot in some songs. He does have very whiny kind of tone, which makes it hard to understand what he's saying. So I feel like, as of right now in this exact moment, I don't know. I barely caught any lyrics, you know what I mean? So after a few listens and really like thinking about it and really dialing in and listening to it, even with headphones on, I'll do that later tonight. That's when I start to understand more about what he's actually saying rather than just hearing like the tone in his voice. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to sit down, maybe pull up the Genius page and really analyze those lyrics to see what he's actually talking about. Yeah, that song though, like 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. So good, so good. Like, it actually might be one of my songs of the year right now. Anyway, this next song is 240. It's called Fire. So let's give it a listen. I'm on fire. That song reminds me so much of like the second half of Wild, which is an older song by him. Wild is always stuck in my head. Wild and Crybaby actually always stuck in my head. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about those two songs specifically, but always playing, always on my soundtrack. I like that song. Do I think it's better than Yamaha? Absolutely not. I don't think anything will surpass that song from this album, to be honest. I mean, like, who knows? Who knows? Dijon is such an amazing artist, so I wouldn't put it past him to make, songs that are just better and better and better. You know what I mean? His next song is called Referee. It's very short as well, 105. I wonder if this is the shortest song of this project. Let's give it a listen. She had the time. She gets to call it. She referee. That song reminds me of How Do You Feel About Getting Married, which, again, one of my favorite projects, came out 2020. Absolutely adore it. The last half didn't really. That reminded me more of like Absolutely. I don't know. There is a different kind of feeling to it though, because these songs on this album sound more like not heavy, but there's more elements to them, right? Which is very interesting because yes, it does sound like old Dijon, but there are some new elements that he's added that are very interesting to hear. That I do like in a certain way. I don't know. I'll have to listen to some of the other songs to really understand what I'm feeling and thinking. You know what I mean? So let's listen to a new song. This is called Rewind. It's 2:23. Let's give it a listen.
Rush in a big decline. That your brain's back in
Again, with him sounding the same but different, I think I've figured it out. I think that tone that he's been establishing, that whiny kind of tone that he has now, it's more amplified in this project than Absolutely, and Absolutely is more amplified than it was in How Do You Feel About Getting Married, and even compared to Stranger, that song has like a clarity to it. He's not like whining or like, I don't know, he's like growling, not growling, but like it's coming from like such a deep place. I feel like it's such a big part of this album now. You have songs off of Absolutely that don't necessarily have that kind of deep whine that he's doing now. Like The Dress is it's a very clear sounding song. Then you have like Annie, which kind of does sound like this kind of vibe, which is very interesting, and I think I like it. I don't know. I am vibing so far. I mean, I do like that he has a very specific sound that not a lot of other people can recreate, other than like McGee. So it's very interesting to hear him kind of perfect that sound, I guess. I don't know if you could say perfect it, but he is really pushing that sound that I feel like, again, not a lot of people can recreate. Not a lot of people have that specific. He has such a specific whiny tone. His is a little bit, there is like kind of a growl in his, whereas McGee doesn't have that roughness that Dijon has, but they're like the same kind of sound. You know what I mean? I don't know if that explained it super well. I'm so sorry if I didn't. But I do like where he's going with it. I do kind of miss some of, those clearer songs that we had, like The Dress, like TV Blues even, or Stranger. But he is paving his own way of sound, which is interesting. So this next song is 4 minutes long. It's called My Man. Let's give it a listen. It's definitely a very interesting sounding song. Again, it's kind of a situation where I don't understand what he's saying yet. I know this album cover is from his wedding. I don't know if he's married to a man or a woman. I have no idea. I don't know anything about his personal life. He's not very active on like social medias that much, so I don't know if that's about a husband, a friend, a brother, a father. I have no idea who that's about. I feel like with some other artists, I know what the song's about because I see them talk about them on social media, or I just see them post about like their life on social media. Dijon isn't really active a lot, like almost ever. So I feel like a lot of the songs may be up to interpretation of the listener, or it could be specific stories that he's telling. I don't know right now. It's a good song though. I did enjoy it a lot. Anyway, this next song is called Loyal and Marie. It's 2 minutes and 33 seconds. This is the third last song. Let's give it a listen.
Every red light, think about it, she needs you.
That was a beautiful song. Beautiful. That one reminded me a lot of his Absolutely music, which is like what I love from Dijon. Like that's like the top tier type of music from him, It was almost an acapella song. No, acapella's not the right word, because he's not like singing the instrument part. There's just not really that much instrument in it. One thing that I do really like about Dijon's music, his songs have like echoes in them. I don't know how like sound recording works, okay? I'm not a sound engineer or whatever they're called, but he has that part that is kind of close to the mic. It sounds like he's still not like super close to the mic anyway, but it sounds like he's like way back in the room like yelling, right? Or like wailing kind of. And I like it. It is something that is in a lot of his music. But I absolutely love and adore that song. That was beautiful. This next song is called Automatic. It is just under 3 minutes. Let's give it a listen. That song is very interesting because it has a lot of like hip hop elements to it, which I feel like is a genre he hasn't really tapped into a ton, if at all. I did enjoy it a lot, actually. That might be like top 3 for me right now, right behind Yamaha and Higher. I don't know if the vocals in it, that were not his were samples or just like friends he has that did vocals on it. But it was interesting. I did enjoy it a lot. It reminded me a lot of like old school hip hop, which is cool. I like that. This is the final song. It's called Kinda Love. It's 4:37. Let's give it a listen. I'm very excited to hear this final track. I hope it closes out the album pretty well. I think that was a really, really good closing song for the album. It wasn't as like whiny or like as emotionally forward as a lot of his other songs, because I feel like his voice is very emotional. Like you can really feel that emotion through his voice. This one wasn't as like, it wasn't the forefront, right? You know what I mean? I really enjoyed that song. That's like top 5. That's probably number 4 right now. And there's a lot of like little things that remind me a lot of the Bon Iver album, which would make sense. It reminds me specifically of that song that Dijon was on. I can't think of the title right now, but it's a good song. It's a good album, actually. The Bon Iver is incredible. He's so good. Final thoughts on Baby by Dijon. I am so, so glad he's back. Like, he's probably going to take another break between albums, because I think he said his albums take a while to make and, like, curate and write, and just, they take a while, right? But, absolutely, like, I listened to it throughout the last 4 years, so I can assume I could listen to this one for the next 4, you know what I mean? But I'm so glad he's back, because he is such a special artist, and there's, like, not many people like him that are doing this type of music as well as him. And we haven't really gotten a lot from him in the last few years. He was featured on the Bon Iver album, as I mentioned, the Justin Bieber album. He was on Devotion, which was fine. Not my favorite album ever, but it was a pretty good song, I guess. But I'm glad that we get a full project of just Dijon. I love it. Like, it's so good. It is so good. He's such a good artist. I feel like he doesn't often disappoint. Again, few songs hit or miss, but that's just because I tend to listen to his other songs more than those ones. But I'm so glad he's back. I love, love, love him. I highly recommend this album. I highly, 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 highly recommend How Do You Feel About Getting Married. I'll always say that's the best EP ever made, because it is. It's just true. Just true. But that has been it for me for today. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, guys.